What if I told you that men and women literally come from different planets? Understanding their alien languages isn't just a theory, it's the secret to a harmonious relationship. For decades, Dr. John Gray's groundbreaking book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, has been the ultimate guide to decoding the mysteries between genders. Today, we're diving deep into its revolutionary insights, starting with the very first chapter. Chapter 1: Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Dr. Gray introduces his core idea with a powerful metaphor. Men are from Mars, and women are from Venus. He suggests that because we originate from different cosmic homes, each gender comes with fundamentally distinct ways of thinking, unique needs, and entirely different behaviors. Imagine Martians, or men, as beings primarily driven by logic, analysis, and problem-solving. When faced with an issue, they instinctively retreat into themselves, preferring solitude to devise a solution. They typically shy away from discussing their emotions and tend to offer practical solutions to any problem they or their partner might encounter. Now, picture Venusians, or women, as creatures focused on relationships and communication. When a problem arises, their first instinct is to talk about it, to express their feelings. They aren't always looking for an immediate fix. Instead, they seek understanding and empathy, believing that sharing emotions is crucial for strengthening their bonds with others. Here's where the friction often begins. When men and women are unaware of these fundamental differences, misunderstandings are inevitable. For instance, if you're a woman feeling sad and wanting to share your feelings, your male partner might instantly jump in with a practical solution, genuinely believing he's helping. Yet, all you really wanted was for him to listen and show empathy. Conversely, if a man withdraws to think through a problem alone, his female partner might feel ignored or unimportant. She might assume he doesn't care, when in reality, he's simply following his natural inclination to cope with stress through temporary solitude. The ultimate goal of this cosmic analogy? To foster profound understanding between the sexes. It helps us realize that our partner isn't being difficult or uncaring. They simply have different, yet valid, ways of processing emotions and situations. This deep comprehension of our inherent differences is the very first step toward transforming your communication and strengthening your relationship. Chapter 2: Mr. Fix-It and the Home Improvement Lady. This chapter shines a spotlight on how men and women handle problems and pressure differently, and how this distinction often leads to classic misunderstandings. Men tend to be laser-focused on solving problems directly. When they or their partner encounter an issue, they view the best way to help as finding a practical solution. So, if you, as a woman, express a complaint, your male partner might immediately assume you need a fix. He'll offer advice and suggestions, believing he's providing crucial support. For men, a solution is the act of helping, and giving advice is their top form of support. But wait, there's more to this dynamic. Women, on the other hand, naturally gravitate towards talking about their feelings and experiences. This is often just to process what they're going through, not necessarily to find an immediate resolution. For women, talking is a powerful way to release emotions and feel closer to their partner. When you, as a woman, discuss a problem, you're seeking empathy and an attentive ear, not a practical solution. What you truly need in that moment is to feel that your partner understands you and cares about your emotions. The core of misunderstanding arises when each gender acts according to its nature. When a man offers immediate solutions, you as a woman might feel unheard or believe he doesn't care about your feelings. Conversely, when you as a woman talk about your problems without seeking a clear solution, your male partner might feel frustrated if you don't accept his advice, or if you continue talking without an apparent desire to fix things. What can each gender learn from this? Men, you need to understand that your partner sometimes isn't looking for a direct solution. She simply needs to be heard and empathized with. You can show support by just listening and understanding her feelings without immediately offering advice. Women, you can realize that when your male partner offers a solution, he's genuinely trying to help in his own way. It might be helpful to clarify that what you need in that moment is empathy, not a fix. This chapter underscores that men and women have different ways of dealing with problems. While men search for quick fixes, women prefer to discuss their feelings and receive emotional support. Understanding these differences can dramatically improve communication and reduce friction. Here's a practical tip. Next time you're a man and your partner is talking about a problem, simply ask, "Would you like me to help you find a solution? Or would you prefer I just listen?" This simple question can avoid so much misunderstanding and perfectly meet your partner's needs. Chapter 3. Why Men Withdraw. This chapter dives into a common behavior of men in relationships, withdrawing or pulling away when they face pressure or problems. Dr. Gray explains why men do this and how women can understand it as a natural coping mechanism rather than a sign of neglect or disinterest. He uses a powerful analogy. Men are like rubber bands. When a man feels stressed or pressured, he instinctively feels the need to pull back or withdraw for a short period. This rubber band effect pulls him away, but it's crucial to remember he will spring back, often even closer, once he's had the space he needs. This withdrawal isn't a lack of love or interest. It's a fundamental part of how men deal with pressure and regain emotional balance. The reason for this withdrawal is simple. When a man faces challenges or pressures, whether at work or in his personal life, he tends to solve his problems alone. He needs time and space to process his thoughts and return to his natural state. For men, short-term isolation is a way to recharge their energy and return to the relationship stronger and more present. you won't believe the simple truth behind their puzzling behavior. For women, it's essential to understand that this withdrawal is not a sign of neglect or emotional coldness. It's a natural part of how men handle stress and pressure. Mutual understanding of this phenomenon builds a more stable relationship and helps avoid unnecessary conflict. Here's a practical tip for women. When your male partner withdraws, you can respond positively by respecting his need for time and space. Avoid trying to force him to talk or deal with emotions immediately. Give him the room he needs and trust that he'll return. Chapter 4: Speaking Different Languages. This chapter tackles how men and women communicate differently, highlighting how these distinct styles often lead to misunderstandings in relationships. Dr. Gray provides examples of how these communication gaps impact us and offers ways to avoid conflict. Men typically communicate in a more direct and objective manner. When a man speaks, his focus is often on conveying information or solving a specific problem. He tends to use precise words and prefers efficient conversations. Men frequently view dialogue as a means to exchange facts and resolve issues, not necessarily as a channel for emotional connection. Women, conversely, communicate in a more emotional and detailed style. They prefer to express their feelings and experiences comprehensively. Women often convey their emotions through conversation, sharing their experiences and feelings to release what they're experiencing. For women, talking is a powerful tool for connection and relationship building, not merely an exchange of information. The source of misunderstanding is when each partner expects the other to communicate in their own style. When a man speaks objectively, a woman might misinterpret it as a lack of interest in her feelings. In contrast, when a woman speaks in detail, a man might feel confused or frustrated, believing she's just dwelling on feelings and not looking for a solution. Dr. Gray also points out that tone and body language play a huge role in how messages are received. Men tend to focus on the content, while women key into the tone and emotions conveyed through the conversation. Subtle shifts in tone can drastically alter how a message is understood. So how can we bridge this gap? For men, you should strive to be more sensitive when speaking with women. Realize that your partner sometimes needs more empathy and active listening, not just solutions. For women, you can learn to present your thoughts and feelings in a way that makes men feel capable of offering support. Using phrases like, "I just need you to listen," can effectively clarify your purpose for talking. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for understanding. This chapter emphasizes that mutual understanding of each gender's communication style can profoundly improve relationships. It calls for empathy and openness in dialogue, recognizing that different communication styles are not flaws, but integral parts of human nature. Here's a practical tip. When you're talking, try to ask clarifying questions like, "Would you like my opinion?" Or "Would you prefer I just listen to what you're saying?" This can ease understanding and prevent conflicts. Chapter 5: Men Are Like Rubber Bands. In this chapter, Dr. Gray reiterates and expands on the powerful rubber band analogy to explain men's behavior in relationships. He emphasizes that men pull away for a time, but return closer and stronger afterward. This cycle of withdrawing and returning is a natural, healthy part of romantic relationships. When a man feels pressured or challenged, he might automatically pull away or withdraw for a short period. This behavior, likened to a rubber band, is not necessarily a sign of disinterest or a lack of love. During this time, he needs space to think or to regain his energy. It's his way of restoring emotional balance. The crucial part: after a man gets the space he needs, he returns to the relationship with greater emotional intensity. Once he pulls back for a short while, he returns more engaged and connected. Just like a rubber band that stretches and then snaps back to its natural position, a man returns to the relationship with a renewed desire for connection and intimacy. Prepare to have your mind blown by this simple truth. Women often misunderstand this temporary withdrawal. They might feel anxious or assume their partner is no longer interested or is trying to distance himself. This leads to feelings of tension and insecurity. This misinterpretation can lead to actions that further push the man away, such as a woman trying too hard to talk or becoming overly close at a time when he desperately needs space. When a man withdraws, it's vital for women to be patient. Give him the time and space to return. Instead of chasing him or worrying, use this time to focus on yourself or other activities. Trust the rubber band to snap back. Chapter 6: Women Are Like Waves. In this chapter, Dr. John Gray beautifully compares women's emotional states to ocean waves. He illustrates that women experience emotional cycles that resemble the rise and fall of the sea. These cycles are a natural part of a woman's emotional life and profoundly affect her mood and interactions, especially with her partner. Gray explains that when a woman is in a good mood, she feels emotionally close and attentive to her partner, much like a wave at its peak. However, at certain moments, a woman will experience a dip in her emotional state, feeling a need to express and release negative feelings. This moment represents the trough in her emotional wave. After reaching this low point and expressing her feelings, she begins to rise again, returning to feelings of love and comfort, just like a wave that swells anew. Gray stresses that these shifts in a woman's emotional state they have nothing to do with her partner or the quality of the relationship itself. It's simply a natural cycle that men must learn to understand. When a woman is in the trough of her emotional wave, she might need to express negative feelings or seek emotional support. Once those feelings are expressed, she feels better and returns to her natural, more positive state. When a woman reaches the bottom of her emotional wave, her male partner might feel frustrated or even responsible for her mood change. Sometimes he might try to fix things or offer solutions to her problems. However, Gray advises men that the best thing they can do in these moments is simply to listen and empathize without trying to offer solutions. All she needs in that moment is to release her feelings and feel that her partner supports her. If a man can provide emotional support without feeling responsible for fixing things, the woman will feel safe and comfortable. This will help her emotional wave rise again, thereby strengthening the relationship. It's crucial for men to realize these emotional fluctuations are normal and not a sign of a problem in the relationship. The next part will shock you with its simplicity. This chapter's message is clear. The emotional changes women experience, like waves, are a natural part of their psychological life. Men must understand that this cycle is not a reflection of the relationship or of a woman's feelings toward them. Responding to these changes with love and patience can strengthen the relationship, making it more robust and stable. Here's a practical tip. When your female partner is going through a low point in her emotional wave, offer her emotional support. Listen empathetically without trying to fix things. This approach will help her feel better and return to her natural self. Chapter 7. Exploring different emotional needs. This chapter zeroes in on the fundamental differences in emotional needs between men and women in romantic relationships. Dr. Gray illustrates that each gender has primary emotional needs distinct from the other. When each partner understands and works to fulfill the other's emotional needs, the relationship strengthens and communication flourishes. Let's break down these core emotional needs. Men need trust and appreciation. Men need to feel that their partner trusts them and their abilities, and that she appreciates what he does for her. Feeling appreciated boosts a man's self-confidence and motivates him to contribute even more to the relationship. If a man feels trusted, he'll be more driven to be supportive and attentive to his partner. Women need care and understanding. Women need to feel cared for and cherished. They feel emotionally secure when their partner shows genuine concern for their feelings and listens to them without trying to impose solutions. This makes them feel valued and loved. Women also need understanding. They must feel that their partner comprehends their emotions and strives to provide emotional support. Men often mistakenly believe that showing love means offering solutions or achieving practical goals. But this might not be enough to satisfy a woman's emotional needs. A man needs to be empathetic and realize that a woman needs care and understanding, not necessarily solutions. Women, in turn, can provide emotional support to men by demonstrating trust in them and their capabilities. Praising his efforts and acknowledging what he does significantly strengthens the relationship. What if I told you there's a pattern to all this chaos? When both partners actively work to meet each other's needs, both feel satisfied and happy. For example, when a woman feels that her partner is providing her with care and understanding, she becomes more willing to offer him trust and appreciation, which enhances his emotional stability. Meeting these mutual emotional needs is the key to maintaining a healthy and sustainable relationship. This chapter underscores that men and women have different emotional needs, and each partner must recognize and strive to fulfill the other's needs. Men need trust and appreciation, while women need care and understanding. Acknowledging and working to meet these needs fosters understanding and strengthens relationships. Here's a practical tip. Each partner should actively identify and fulfill the other's needs. Men should show care and understanding, while women offer trust and appreciation to their partners. These practices build a more balanced and loving relationship. Chapter 8: Discovering Different Motivations in Men and Women. In this chapter, Dr. John Gray explores the differing motivations of men and women within romantic relationships. He reveals that each gender is driven by distinct incentives and principles that guide their actions in a partnership. Understanding these motivations, he argues, can lead to more stable and successful relationships. Let's look at these core drives. Male motivations. Men are profoundly motivated by the feeling that they are providing something of value. A man feels the highest degree of satisfaction in a relationship when he feels indispensable. This deep-seated need to provide support and assistance fuels his sense of personal accomplishment. Female motivations. Women, conversely, are primarily motivated by feeling loved and cherished. A woman finds her drive in the feeling that she is loved and valued. She needs to feel love and care from her partner. Women give a great deal of love and support to their partners, but in return, they desire to feel cared for and appreciated by the man. How do these motivations manifest in the relationship? For men, when a man doesn't feel essential or appreciated, he might lose his motivation in the relationship or become frustrated. This can lead to withdrawal or a reduction in his engagement with the relationship. For women, when a woman doesn't feel loved or cherished, she might experience insecurity or frustration, which can lead to a decline in her affection or negative expressions of her needs. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for understanding. Mutual understanding is crucial here. When each partner grasps the other's motivations, many problems can be avoided. A woman can support her male partner by praising his efforts and openly showing her need for him, which reinforces his sense of importance and necessity. In turn, a man can offer more love and care to his partner, helping her feel loved and secure. Gray emphasizes the importance of a balanced give and take in relationships. Each partner should strive to meet the other's needs. When a man feels important, he becomes more willing to provide love and care. Similarly, when a woman feels loved, she becomes more supportive and appreciative of her partner. This chapter highlights that men and women possess distinct emotional motivations. Men need to feel they are providing something valuable, while women need to feel loved and cared for. Mutual understanding of these motivations helps strengthen the relationship and prevents misunderstandings. Here's a practical tip. A man should consistently show interest and love to his partner. Meanwhile, a woman can support her partner by appreciating his efforts and expressing her need for him. These practices foster a more robust and understanding relationship. Chapter 9: How to Avoid Conflicts. In this chapter, Dr. John Gray zeroes in on how men and women handle conflicts differently and provides strategies to prevent escalation, transforming disagreements into opportunities to strengthen the relationship. He explains how each gender reacts when faced with a conflict or problem, offering advice on how to communicate better to reduce tension and improve understanding. Here's how each gender typically deals with conflicts. Men tend to withdraw or become silent when they encounter a conflict. They do this because they need time to think and focus on solving the problem. When a man feels he can't resolve a conflict immediately, he might pull away to calm down and return to a natural state. Men often avoid direct confrontation because they feel conflict might threaten their respect or independence. Women, on the other hand, tend to talk about the problem immediately. They feel a need to express their emotions and discuss the conflict to resolve it quickly. For women, communication is a means to alleviate tension and feel relief. A woman sees talking about a problem as a way to understand both parties' feelings, and she seeks emotional dialogue, not just a practical solution. Common sources of tension and conflicts. A man might feel that his partner is criticizing him or is dissatisfied, which causes him to become upset and withdraw. Conversely, a woman might feel that her partner is ignoring her feelings when he withdraws or goes silent. This often leads her to intensify her attempts to discuss the problem, further increasing the man's tension. This misunderstanding can create a vicious cycle of escalating tension if both partners don't recognize each other's needs. Strategies to avoid conflicts. First, understanding and patience. Each partner must understand that the other deals with conflict differently. Men need space to calm down before talking, while women need someone to listen and understand their feelings. Second, men can prevent escalation by actively showing they are listening and empathizing, instead of suddenly withdrawing. On the other hand, women can give men some time to calm down and then approach the conversation calmly later. Third, use appropriate language. Both partners should strive to use calm, non-accusatory language. Instead of blaming or criticizing, focus on your own feelings. For example, say, "I feel that," instead of, "You never do this." Fourth, acknowledge the problem. It's important for both partners to acknowledge the problem and express their willingness to resolve it constructively. Recognizing the conflict is the first step towards solving it. You won't believe the simple truth behind their puzzling behavior. Mutual understanding is the bedrock for avoiding conflict escalation. When a man realizes that a woman needs to express her feelings, and when a woman understands that a man needs some time to cool down, both partners can handle conflicts more effectively and peacefully. This chapter's message is that conflicts are a natural part of any relationship. However, understanding the differences in how men and women deal with conflicts helps reduce tension. Through effective communication and mutual understanding, conflicts can be transformed into opportunities to strengthen the relationship rather than escalate it. Here's a practical tip. When faced with a conflict, Each partner should try to understand the other's needs and find ways to show support and care without increasing tension. Men should offer emotional attention, and women should give men the space they need. How to forgive and forget. In this chapter, Dr. John Gray discusses the vital importance of forgiveness in relationships and how to move past conflicts and emotional wounds. He explains that true forgiveness requires an understanding of how both men and women deal with pain and frustration. He offers strategies to help couples forgive and heal from emotional hurts. Let's look at the differences in how each gender handles emotional wounds. Men tend to try to forget or ignore. They prefer not to talk about their feelings or reopen past wounds, believing that by not discussing them, the pain will simply disappear. A man wants to feel that things are over and that he can move forward without dwelling on what happened. Women tend to confront pain directly. They want to talk about it and express their feelings. They feel a need to process wounds through conversation and emotional release. For women, talking about emotional pain is a part of the healing process. They need to feel that their emotions are heard and understood. Gray stresses that forgiveness doesn't just mean forgetting the problem. It means acknowledging the feelings associated with the pain. It's crucial for both partners to validate each other's feelings and work to restore trust. Forgiveness requires both partners to possess the emotional maturity to handle negative feelings and transform them into opportunities for personal and emotional growth. Here are the steps to forgiveness. First, acknowledge feelings. It's essential for both partners to admit to emotional wounds and talk about them openly. You cannot overcome pain without first acknowledging its existence. Second, honest communication. Sincere and open communication about negative feelings helps release them and prevents them from accumulating. Each partner should express their feelings without blaming the other, focusing on how they themselves experience the pain. Third, empathy. Both partners should show empathy for each other by trying to understand what the other is feeling. Empathy builds trust and shows your partner that you understand and value their emotions. Fourth, release the past. After processing and discussing feelings, you must work to release the pain and move forward. Holding on to old wounds hinders progress in the relationship. Fifth, healing and growth. Forgiveness allows both partners to grow and heal from wounds. Relationships built on forgiveness become stronger because each partner feels supported by the other. Gray notes that true forgiveness requires giving and flexibility. When both partners are willing to offer forgiveness to each other, it strengthens the bond and helps foster mutual understanding and respect. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for understanding. This chapter's message is clear. Forgiveness is an essential element in successful relationships. It allows partners a chance to heal from emotional wounds and prevent the accumulation of resentment. Through honest communication, empathy, and the acknowledgement of feelings, couples can build healthier and more stable relationships. Here's a practical tip. When one partner is experiencing an emotional wound, both should communicate honestly. Acknowledge the feelings associated with the pain. It's important for partners not to let negative feelings accumulate, but rather to discuss them constructively and offer forgiveness to each other. Chapter 11: How to Keep Love Alive Amidst Changes. In this chapter, Dr. John Gray addresses the challenges couples face in maintaining love amidst the changes that naturally occur over time in a relationship. He explains that men and women go through different stages in their emotional lives, and these changes affect the dynamics of the relationship. He also details how couples can navigate these changes without losing love or understanding. Relationships naturally pass through different phases, just as life itself changes. After the initial stage of intense love and romance, couples might face new challenges such as routine, family responsibilities, or work pressures. The primary challenge is how to preserve love through these changes and adapt to new circumstances. How men and women deal with changes. Men tend to focus on work and achievements. As responsibilities increase, such as providing for the family or professional success, they might feel that their main role is to protect and care for their loved ones. This intense focus can lead a man to become less emotionally interactive with his partner, which might make a woman feel ignored or believe that their love has faded. Women, on the other hand, might focus more on personal and emotional connections. A woman might feel frustrated if she senses the relationship is no longer what it once was, especially if she notices her partner becoming emotionally distant. Women need to feel continuous love and care. When emotional communication decreases, a woman might feel that the love is beginning to weaken. So, how can you keep love alive amidst these changes? First, flexibility and adaptability. It's crucial for both partners to be willing to adapt to the changes occurring in their lives. Maintaining love requires flexibility and understanding from both sides. Changes are a natural part of life and should be handled with awareness and patience. Second, rekindling romance. Over time, the initial excitement in a relationship might diminish. However, couples can actively work to rekindle romance. This can involve spending quality time together, reminding each other of the beautiful moments from the beginning of the relationship, or trying new experiences. Third, continuous communication. Communication is the cornerstone of maintaining love. Instead of withdrawing or avoiding discussions about changes, couples should regularly talk about their feelings and challenges. Mutual understanding helps reduce tension and restore harmony. Fourth, nurturing yourself and your partner. Each partner should strive to care for themselves and their partner, both emotionally and physically. Showing support and genuine interest helps strengthen emotional bonds. Fifth, appreciating small efforts. Even amidst significant changes, couples can appreciate the small efforts each partner makes to support the relationship. This appreciation helps sustain love and the feeling that the relationship is worth the effort. What if I told you there's a pattern to all this chaos? The message of this chapter is profound. Love doesn't end after the initial stages of a relationship. Instead, it requires continuous renewal and a willingness to work on strengthening the bond. Through creative expressions of love, mutual appreciation, and forgiveness, couples can maintain the magic of love and build a strong, sustainable relationship. Here's a practical tip. Consistently express love and appreciation. Renew your relationship with new and shared activities, and always pay attention to your partner's emotional needs. Chapter 12: Differences between Men and Women regarding money. This chapter delves into the distinct perspectives men and women often hold regarding money, highlighting how these differences can impact a relationship's health and stability. Here's a breakdown of how men and women typically view money. Men often see money as a means to achieve security and independence. They feel that their primary role in the relationship is to provide for the family's financial needs, which leads them to focus heavily on achieving material success. A man might feel frustrated or pressured if he believes he isn't earning enough, or if financial pressures threaten his ability to provide a comfortable life for his family. For women, money can represent emotional security and stability. A woman is often concerned with how money is used, wanting to ensure the stability and well-being of her family members. Women may desire to spend on things that enhance their quality of life and that of their family, which can lead to tension if her partner prefers to save money for long-term future goals. Common problems associated with money. First, spending versus saving. Spending styles can often. Some men tend to save, while women might lean towards spending on things that improve their quality of life. This disparity can lead to ongoing disputes about how money is used. Second, feeling financial pressure. A man might feel under constant pressure to provide money, while a woman might feel insecure if there isn't a clear agreement on money management, or if she feels daily needs are unmet. Third, differences in priorities. The priorities of men and women often differ when it comes to money. These financial priorities can become a source of conflict if both partners don't agree on shared financial plans, such as saving, investing, or spending on luxuries. Strategies to avoid financial conflicts. First, open communication about money. It's essential for couples to have a frank and open dialogue about money. Each partner should express their financial concerns, goals, and their overall philosophy about money. Mutual understanding of each other's financial needs can significantly reduce tension. Second, create a joint budget. Establishing a shared financial budget can be an effective way to avoid disputes. A budget helps couples identify financial priorities and allocate money based on family needs and future goals. Third, flexibility and cooperation. Both partners must be flexible and willing to cooperate. A man should recognize that a woman needs the emotional security that money provides, while a woman should understand a man's need to save and plan for the future. Fourth, Set shared financial goals. It's important for couples to define common financial objectives, whether it's buying a house, funding children's education, or saving for retirement. These goals help couples focus on shared plans, fostering cooperation, and reducing conflicts. Avoiding negative feelings related to money. Money can become a source of tension if couples allow it to affect their feelings towards each other. Both partners should avoid blame or criticism when it comes to money, and instead strive to understand and respect each other's perspectives. And this next insight will completely change how you see your partner. The message of this chapter is clear. Conflicts about money are common in relationships, but they are avoidable through open communication, shared financial planning, and flexibility in dealing with different priorities. Cooperation and understanding between partners help prevent financial conflicts from escalating and contribute to emotional stability. Here's a practical tip. Couples should work together to create a clear budget and financial goals. They should also maintain ongoing communication about money to avoid any misunderstandings that could negatively impact the relationship. Chapter 13. Keeping the Magic of Love Alive. In this final chapter, Dr. John Gray addresses how to preserve love and maintain its magic in a long-term relationship. He explains that romantic relationships go through different stages, and sustaining love requires continuous effort from both partners to ensure its continuity and renewal over time. Over time, couples might feel that the initial spark and romance have faded, often due to daily routines and responsibilities. It's natural for relationships to experience periods of ups and downs, and couples may sometimes feel a sense of dullness or a loss of the excitement present at the relationship's beginning. Gray emphasizes that love requires continuous effort to maintain. Couples who believe that love will remain strong without effort are making a common mistake. A successful relationship demands that both partners put in the work to foster understanding, communicate effectively, and express love in various ways as time progresses. How to keep the magic of love alive. First, express love continuously. Both partners should consistently show love and support, whether through kind words, small gifts, or quality time spent together. Continuous expression of love helps keep the relationship strong and vibrant. Second, renewal and creativity in the relationship. As time goes on, it's essential to rekindle romance and renew feelings of love. This can be achieved through travel, trying new activities, or revisiting beautiful shared memories. Third, attend to emotional needs. It's important for couples to continue paying attention to each other's emotional needs. Men need to feel appreciated, while women need to feel loved and cared for. Focusing on fulfilling these needs enhances mutual satisfaction. Fourth, manage pressures and challenges wisely. Every relationship faces challenges and pressures, such as financial responsibilities or daily life stressors. Instead of allowing these challenges to weaken the relationship, couples should cooperate to address them constructively. Fifth, forgiveness. Forgiveness is key to maintaining love. Over time, Problems or conflicts may arise, but the ability to forgive and move past mistakes builds trust and deepens love. Sixth, mutual appreciation. Keeping love alive requires both partners to appreciate each other. Appreciation fosters mutual respect and leads each partner to feel loved and valued. This chapter's core message is that love doesn't end after the initial stages of a relationship. Instead, it requires continuous renewal and a desire to work on strengthening the bond. Through creativity in expressing love, mutual appreciation, and forgiveness, couples can preserve the magic of love and build a strong, sustainable relationship. Here's a final practical tip. Maintain the love in your relationship by continuously expressing affection and appreciation, renewing your connection with new and shared activities, and always tending to your partner's emotional needs.